Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. My name is Jason, aka Woo Woo J Train. We are here this evening because we want to draft dingers, all of them, all of the dingers. Rocket Sauce, what's up, man? How are you? Nick's back in the stream tonight. Thank you so much for showing up. Really appreciate you. Yeah, I think I'm at 31 right now. I'm trying to not. I want the the bunt to open up, which I think it will pretty soon, hopefully. Because I want to max that and keep drafting. Hey, Nick, you good, bro? Like, you okay? We all right here? Robbie even will, okay, all right. I mean, let's just move on. So yeah, I think I want to do around 100 dingers. I'm having a ton of fun doing the little eliminator. The regular eliminator is a little too expensive for my blood, that type of contest, but the little elim is filling pretty quickly. I'd like to get like maybe 40 or 50 in that contest. I think that's a really, really neat contest. I think it's a cool way to just kind of sweat all season, because like with best ball, I mean, it's the first round is 16 weeks. So like, how much can you check it? Like, it doesn't matter, how much can you check it without driving yourself insane? I know I will check my teams like every other night because I'm a degenerate and I just can't. I don't know. I just have to look, even though it means absolutely nothing. But that eliminator is a fun contest that I've kind of been tackling it a little bit of a different way too. So I'm really, really enjoying that contest. But looking forward to the bunt opening again and filling those guys up and getting some more dingers. Why not max? I try to like create a budget for myself so I don't just draft 600 teams, and I like to kind of spread it around to different contests and different platforms and stuff. So 100 is kind of like my loose plan. Last year I did 112. I'll probably wind up somewhere around last year. So Rocket Sauce got Bellinger at 104 in a way too early draft. Now he's going to the 50s. Yeah, that's nice. I love the bullpen drafts because they're just like, we're just completely guessing, there's no projections or anything, even like before that contest closes. So just kind of drafting off vibes. I really, really like that. Bjorn checking in. What's up, man? A Festa-vus miracle that Arise wasn't drafted last stream. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, wasn't it? That was fun though. Like, I don't know that he should go undrafted necessarily, but I'm not really going out of my way to draft him. I just thought it was funny after kind of dogging him on stream, and then it just kind of like, turned into its own thing. And by the way, I did name that team Never Arise in all caps with like 6 exclamation points. So I kept my word. Do I do football? I do a little bit, but like guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm ass at football. Like, I'm just bad. I don't know. I would like to do more volume in football. But I would do that in like lower contests. Like, I'm not a BBM guy. That's not a contest that I'm gonna play. Too much of a cheap ass. And also, I'm bad. So like, I don't want to just donate to the rake. It's not fun. Hilariously, I have reached a NFL best ball final over on DraftKings, and I have yet to reach a single MLB best ball final, and that kind of eats at my soul every day of my life. So I need to change that this year, because I'm tired of advancing, a good number of teams and then just nothing. Robbie's got a ton of Julio. Dude, me too. 21 dingers so far, only 2 top 4 picks. Hopefully it's Julio season. Yeah, I love Julio's price right now. Like, if he was in the first round, I wouldn't be drafting him hardly at all. But like right at the tail end of the second, sometimes you can get him like 16th if he falls. Like that feels really, really good. TK bringing the bad juju. Everyone ready for the spring injuries to start? yeah, I can't wait to check my exposures and see how many teams are dead. That's going to be fun. And have you seen the weekly leaderboard that was dropped? Nick, I'm glad you asked, my friend, because I just so happen to have that up. Look at you. Paying Nick to be my director. You guys just are finding that out for the first time. I'm kidding. But what Nick is referring to is this lovely tool. So our guy Aiden, his Twitter handle is Tist Onion Wings, I do believe. Very active in the best ball space. He has created this lovely website. So right now, well, I'll go back to the homepage here. It's called Sweating Dingers. The URL is sweating-dingers.com. He's got a player leaderboard here with total scores from last season and then weekly scores. And I find the weekly scores thing very, very fascinating because you can see how much guys contributed and how consistently they contributed. So we see Kyle Tucker here after he fouled his ball off and had a bone bruise that knocked him out for like 9 weeks. I'm not bitter about that at all. But yeah, this tool is really, really cool. It's a neat way to just kind of like, I don't know, it puts a great visual to how guys did last year, So this is the fun thing. I haven't looked at it too much. I poked around a little bit. But one of the things that this kind of reinforces, and the Badge Bros were talking about it a little bit, if you want access to that stream, all you got to do is become a member. It's only $5 a month. I'm not affiliated with the Badge Bros, but I love those guys and I want you to support them. But they touched on this a little bit. I'm not going to give away, all the sauce, but I think what this does is it kind of reinforces that it's very difficult for pitchers to separate in general. And, again, this is just my initial thoughts from seeing it for a little bit and kind of seeing other people talk about it. It certainly gives, I think, a little bit more credence to kind of like the zero pitcher notion. I'm still going to kind of draft pitchers the way I've been drafting them because like really, really good pitchers are still way too cheap. But I might I might try to do some like 8-6-6 builds where I just go absolutely insane with, my first, not probably all 12 picks, but out of the first 12 rounds, 11 bats, and a pitcher, and just kind of play around with builds like that and just try to catch up at pitcher on pure volume. So yeah, this was a really, really neat tool. I believe the point of this, and if you want the information, go directly to Tist Onion Wings on the Twitters or X, whatever you call it. And he explains, I think he's going to update this for 2025, as things evolve and as things happen throughout the year. So just a fun little tool that I think gives a very visual representation of how guys score. So can I find, oh, here we go. Here's our guy. Here's our guy, Rise. So if you enjoy slappy singles hitters with no speed or power, you can have Luis Arraez roughly at his ADP from last year, I think. A couple decent weeks, an 80 in the first week, an 80 here. But he's going to get you 40, 50 points pretty much like every week. And yay, that's helpful. So this is a good representation of why I don't like Luis Arraez. In this format, he's a great baseball player. He's fun to watch. I enjoy watching him play baseball in real life. I do not enjoy watching him play baseball on my fantasy team. So Castellanos, I'll take a look real quick. Here we go. He had a brutal start to the year. So basically 5 unusable weeks. Nice little spike, week 6, bad, decent. So he kind of turned it on toward the back half of the season. So again, Sweating-dingers.com is the URL. Again, this is Aiden Tist Onion Wings thing that he created for us to enjoy tracking throughout the year. So I highly suggest checking it out whenever you get a chance. I'm going to take a look at, hello? Sorry, I can't get Underdog to update. Let me try this again. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm jumping into a lobby that is almost empty. So if you want to draft, let's do it. Go ahead and hop on in. I will share this screen to... When I hopped in, we needed 9 people. Now we already are waiting for 3. This is beautiful. I love how this has worked out the last 2 streams. Now, guys, I'm telling you, if I get the 11th pick again, I might lose my mind. I would like to draft from a different spot on stream. I'm going to guess 4. It's going to be the 4th. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, we're trolling. We're trolling. I'm being trolled. Is this happening? I can't. Guys. Oh my God. I almost want to enter another. I almost want to just multi-table, but you're all in here, so I can't do that to you. Oh, this is a nightmare. Well, Nick, at least you're right behind me in 12. And Dan, you're all the way to hell in 5th, so I don't have to worry about you taking the guy right ahead of me. But, oh, this is a nightmare. Nick, yeah, it really is. It really is the Influencer 111. I got to catch up on chat here real quick. I appreciate you guys coming in and wanting to chat, so I don't want to miss that stuff. Jaron Duran and Salvi Perez pop out on last year. Yeah, Jaron Duran's is nuts. So is Rookers. 866 was the alpha before last season. Now seems to be 776, even though 767 won the tournament. Yeah, I mean, I think the optimal build is still 7s and 6s, truly. But I think 866 can be very interesting, but you have to build it correctly. I'm not 100% sure what correctly is, but I think I have an idea for how that should go. I mean, we'll see how this draft goes. I might try to pull it off, but we'll see. Dan's here because see, you can't snipe me as much because you're at the front end of the draft, and I'm way the hell in 11th again. Nick is laughing at my pain. Wu-Tang Killer Bees, what is up, man? Thank you for coming in. I will still have fun, maybe, probably. I think I'll still have fun drafting from the 11th hole. This is Noah's in hell too. My highest percentage draft spots, I can't read, are 11 and 12. Yeah. It's not been really like that for me across most of my drafts. Like, I feel like I probably have an okay distribution. I feel like I haven't gotten hardly any 1s and 2s in the dinger. I know I could figure that out. I could just extract my stuff and figure it out, but I don't really care enough to do that. I'm a little lazy. I'm going to take Tatis here because that's the only thing that makes sense. So I like that. We'll see what Nick does here. I don't mind the 11 if I can get like Tatis or Carroll. We saw Jordan win at 7. And I wonder if he's going to kind of keep dropping. I saw him drop a little bit in drafts recently because some weird quotes came out about his knee or knees, maybe not feeling great. So I'm going to do one of my favorite starting combos from back here and go Tatis and Julio. That feels so nice. Again, I said it earlier because somebody in the chat said they have a lot of Julio. Robbie has a ton of Julio. I do too. And I said, if he was in the first round, I probably would have 0 because I have to me, I would pick. Oh, Schwarber went 4th overall. I totally missed that. That's interesting. Don't mind it. Do your thing. Yeah, I would draft pretty much everybody in the first round, period, over Julio, but like getting him in the second feels really, really nice. And like pairing him and Fernando Tatis together that just feels great. It really does. Rocket, sorry you missed this, man. I try to quiet check a lobby before I hop in because like I appreciate you guys coming out and wanting to hop in a room. So I don't want to hop in one that's got like room for 2 people and have that be the stream. So I was kind of slow playing it there to make sure I had a good room. But the next one, Rocket. Rocket needs 9 more. So if you guys want a multi-table, I would, but I don't know if I have like the mental dexterity to draft 2 teams simultaneously from the 11 hole because I know deep in my soul that that's exactly what would wind up happening. 100%. That's what will wind up happening. Short at 4 is something. It is definitely something. But I think I know what he's doing. I see the vision. I want to see what winds up happening. But I'm pretty sure I know what he's going to try to do here, and I'm all for it. So Robbie likes Julio. Been getting so many late picks, taking them more than he normally would. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Trying to get some Duran. I just like Julio was just like a huge, big time prospect. And the last 2 seasons, like in this contest, it's exactly what I thought Schuster was doing, setting up that 3-man Philly stack. I like it a lot. I'm just kind of waiting for like the full season breakout because he's done this thing the last 2 years where there's like a 2 or 3 week window where like if you didn't have him in the playoff round of this contest in 2023, you were in trouble. Like if there was a Julio team in your pod, because he was, just on a different planet. I mean, it's unbelievable. Right. Rocket. Yeah, so the hurricane ripped their roof to shreds, and it was apparently going to cost like $100 million or something stupid to replace that roof. So yeah, they're just going to be playing outside at George Steinbrenner Field. So definitely changes the dynamic for that team. So we got a Tatis J-Rod start. Let's go ahead, and I'm getting to quite a bit of Pete Alonso. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Back with the Mets, with Soto in that lineup, with Vientos, in that lineup. It's looking pretty good in New York. I think that offense is going to be pretty nice. That park kind of sucks, but I mean, he's put up great numbers in that stadium before. So, kind of a down year last year, like still put up almost 1,400. So I'm good with that in this spot. I definitely think that he has the upside to put up a 1,500 point season. So I really like his profile for this contest too, because we love power guys in best ball. So let's see. What do I want to do something different here? I actually don't know what I want to do here. I don't feel the need to take Trout on this team. I'm going to go this. I'm going to go Seager. I know that Machado is there to stack. I feel like lately, every single time I've drafted Tatis, I've been stacking him with Machado. And I don't want to have the same combination of players over and over and over again. Like, I don't want all of my Machado teams tied to Tatis and vice versa. So that's the reason for the Seager over Machado pick there. It might be dumb. I'm going to extract my data, and a friend will help me figure out the combinatorial ownership thing. But I want to see how many teams I have with Machado and Tatis. I think it's probably more than I'd be comfortable with, even though stacking makes the most sense there. So, explaining that there. Yeah, Noah chiming in, Rocket Saucer playing in Yankees Field 2.0. Yeah, outside in Tampa is going to be risky for, rain. Robbie thinks that Julio's top upside is top 5 overall. 100% agree with that. Like, if he kind of meets that prospect height that we had for him, he could definitely pull that off. The Mariners are actually projecting pretty well as an offense this year, even though their home park isn't great to hit in, and I find that very, very interesting. So yeah, Rocket is locked in on Hoops Dailies. Oh, Godspeed to you, man. I tried to do NBA DFS on, not an Underdog, but when I was doing DFS on DraftKings, I just completely burnt me out, man. It's just, that sport is so hard. So props to you. Does this give Tampa pitchers a downgrade and hitters a bump? I think that's kind of the line of thinking. I am more I am more bullish on the potential upgrade for the hitters than I am worried about the pitchers, because truly, like, McClanahan's just an animal, and I don't care if he's pitching indoors or outdoors. Like, the dude is awesome. Hopefully he's still awesome coming back from, an injury, but that's a bet that I'm placing, is that he is going to be awesome. I think Taj Bradley misses enough bats. So I don't know. I know some people might be a little afraid of some of the Tampa pitchers, not just because of the new park, but also because it's Tampa, and they're probably going to do a 6-man rotation. So, like, innings concerns, 2 start weeks or whatever. But I'm just, with Shane McClanahan, I'm just rolling with he's awesome, and just hoping it works out. So, yeah, I'm also hoping we get a healthy Trout season. My close to 30% ownership on him would like that very, very much. Most recent comments say he'll play corner, outfield, and DH. Yep, that's definitely going to happen. And it should. God, I just, like, my whole thesis on him, I completely understand if you want to fade Trout because of injury concerns. I totally get that. I'm living in a world where he actually stays healthy, and I'm asking myself, are the guys around him better when they're all on the field at the same time? And I find myself answering no to that question. So I'm just going to hope that he is either healthy for most, if not all of the year, or healthy when we really, really need it. So, all right, we got a 0-2-2 build so far. Alonso and Seager in the infield, Tatis and J-Rod in the outfield. Let's do, like, I don't really care that Yelich may not be ready on opening day. He still feels too cheap. So I'm going to go ahead and grab him here. Yeah, so the steer blurb, what is this about? I'll look it up real quick. I know Noah said it in the chat, but I just want to read it. Nursing a sore shoulder, eh? Okay. Well, that's kind of concerning. If he was dealing with shoulder soreness at the end of last year and it's still bothering him, like, hopefully it's unrelated, but that's kind of weird. But MP got a nice discount on him. I can't draft Spencer Steer where he goes right now. It's just too expensive. Dubes is with me on Trout. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I am choosing to ignore the very obvious and potentially likely scenario where he gets hurt. I am electing to just pretend that does not exist and live in a world where he actually stays healthy and what happens if that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and take my first pitcher here. I know the Dodgers pitchers are going to have, you know what? Let's go Reagans. I have enough Snell. Let's go Reagans. Dodgers pitchers are going to have trouble, theoretically, getting 2 start weeks because they have like 7 or 8 pitchers they could literally trot out there, and you'd be like, okay, great. But Blake Snell's upside start to start is insane. I need to start evening out my exposures on pitchers, like knowing that they don't, in general, separate that greatly from the field. I'm starting to wonder if it's best to just like have 15% of everybody and mix them all together, you know? I mean, I know it's 15% of everybody. You can't do that, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I want to have like 30, 35% on someone. I'm trying to figure that out for myself. Still going to draft King Grayson though, because I believe Grayson Rodriguez. Hopefully the breakout happens here. I am so bad at this, guys. I'm sorry. I need to pull up the draft board so you can see what's happening in real time. That's my bad. Sorry. I've been getting a lot of Colton Cowser the last few weeks, I want to say. Just, you know, I know that they have more outfielders than they know what to do with, it seems, with adding Dylan Carlson and didn't they add another guy? I think they added another guy. I can't think of who it is. I'm not worried about Colton Cowser's playing time though. Spring will obviously dictate whether or not we should be concerned, but I want to check in on King Schuster's team here and see. Okay, so yeah, he just did the 3-man Philly thing to start. Honestly, like the reach for Schwarber at 4 is kind of crazy. But I think if you want to get those 3 together, you almost kind of have to do something like that. So I think that's very, very interesting. Nick double-clicked pitcher there. Corbin Burns and Logan Gilbert back-to-back. Would you have taken Crochet Burns, Crochet Gilbert if Crochet was there? I mean, Crochet is the correct answer there, I think. His upside is insane. Yeah, we need 2 start pitchers. Dodgers are scaring me. Well, you know, I heard John say this, Roto Run, one of the Badge Bros, and paraphrasing, but the Dodgers, like everybody, their pitching staff was hurt last year, a good number of them. If they all stay healthy, yeah, you're probably not getting 2 start weeks very often. But, you know, if 1 or 2 goes down, obviously you don't want the guys to go down. But if 1 or 2 go down, you know, I mean, they've got guys they can bring up to fill in spots that you feel comfortable with. But, yeah, and that's exactly, as I was talking, that hit my brain. I mean, their like AAA starting pitching staff could be better than like 10 major league teams probably, you know, like that might be a ridiculous number, but they got a lot of arms. They got a lot of very, very good arms. So going to be on the clock here in a minute. Billy chiming in. Most of the MLB pitchers and catchers report in the next 2 days. Unknown pitching injuries will start to surface. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And I'm very, very excited for pitchers and catchers to start reporting. Let's do Kirby. I was out on him last year because I was concerned that there weren't enough strikeouts there. George Kirby is very, very good. I would like to see, you know, a K per inning, ideally, but it just feels like a very, very safe pick in this range. I think I'm just going to go with 2 pitchers. I'm out on CJ Abrams. Let's do Michael King. Let's do it. I don't have much King. I'm trying, again, I want to even out my exposures a little bit. So let's do a little bit of that. So pitching staff right now. So drafting out of the 11 hole, hilariously, again. 3-2-3 build. Reagan's Kirby King as the pitchers, then Pete Alonso and Corey Seager in the infield, Tatis, Rodriguez, and Yelich in the outfield. I like how this team is taking shape, but I have to be careful to not fall behind at outfield because this cliff is coming. And a lot of you in here, I think, are pretty good drafters. You know, we've got really good drafters in here, and we've got Dan who decided to join. I'm kidding. I love you, Dan. I hate drafting with you. Dude, you and I are in on so many bats, so many of the same bats. It's very difficult to be in a room with you. Pitchers were not like, and as in lockstep on, and that's interesting. But one of the reasons I love doing this and chopping it up in the Badge Bros baseball Discord is seeing what other people doing and why. Like maybe I have a hole somewhere that I'm just missing somebody that I shouldn't be. Cowboys with the Spencer Strider pick there. We got, I think, like probably good news on him. Late April return is possible. So he may actually pitch in spring training. I have been trying to get more Strider in. I'd like to think that I am capable enough to build a team that can survive without him for a month. Because once he comes back, like if you can get a team with Strider on it through to the playoffs or like an Acuna team or whatever, like that's feeling pretty good. You get one of the best pitchers in baseball at, in the 90s, sometimes the hundreds of ADP. That feels nice, but it's probably going to hurt your advance rate. I totally missed Robbie's thing on Gavin Williams. I have a lot of Gavin Williams myself. I believe he's my highest owned pitcher, actually. I'd have to look. I'll look later. I just don't want to navigate off the draft board, which again, I forgot to pull up. My team currently, I like the individual players that are on this team, but there is no stacking happening. And I probably need to do more of that. I do not have much PCA. Pete Crow Armstrong is going to be in the lineup every single day, and he plays amazing defense. I just don't know if he can hit, and this range here is just offensively is kind of brutal for me. I do like Matt McClain, who just went, which sucks because I wanted to draft him, but I'm pretty much out on most of these guys. Let's see. I feel like adding a pitcher here would be dumb. I don't want PCA. Let's go ahead and it's a little earlier than I want, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take Helio Ramos here. He was fun last year. He had some nice little bursts. And, like I said, in this range, there's just not, I just don't like much at outfield. I don't have any interest in Bo Bichette. I hope he returns to form because, man, he's fun when he's good. Noah, you're right. I don't understand the Rafaela thing. His price is insane. He was okay when he was an infielder in the bullpen, but then, he went to outfielder in this draft, and then whoop, up he went. Robbie loves Helio. All right, you and I will have our J-Rod and Helio bags. I don't have that much. He's your safety outfielder if you're light early. Okay, I like it. Speaking of guys who can't stay healthy, Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take Royce Lewis. When we think about guys who can put up points in bunches, he's there. He's near the top of the list. You know, I have grave concerns that his legs work. Like, is it the Twins training staff? Like, do they need to be investigated for like malpractice or something? Because like Buxton can't stay healthy. Correa needs a new foot. Like Max Kepler, I think, couldn't stay healthy forever. Like Alex Kirilloff had to retire because of his wrist, I think. Like, I don't know. Some weird stuff goes on in Minnesota. But I mean, Royce has all the skills in the world. And he feels too cheap if we can get most, if not a full season out of him. So yeah, just felt like the right move. You know, I love Zach Gallen. I love Grayson Rodriguez. I love Hunter Brown. I want more Max Fried. I'm on Sonny Gray, but I probably need more of him. But I spent some solid draft capital on pitching already. It just didn't feel smart to take a pitcher in that position. Like these three guys need to be great to pay off the price at which I drafted them. So it didn't feel good to like insulate myself from if they're not. Like if I didn't think they were, I shouldn't have drafted them on this team. That's kind of how I like to think about it. Ramos versus Jung Lee is your big debate. Yeah, I'm trying to get both. I know our guy Sheep has talked about Jung Lee a little bit. I think he projects pretty well in the Bat X by WRC Plus. So I've got a little bit of him. I'm not like chomping at the bit to draft him, but I definitely have some. Luis Correa will be a huge what if by season if they are both healthy. Smashes, especially Correa, because you can get him at the 20th. He's one of my highest owned players right now. Just if he's healthy, I mean, I don't see how he doesn't obliterate that 20th round price tag. Again, if he's healthy. If is doing a lot of lifting there. Twins training staff and the Chargers too, yeah. Ugh, it's brutal. Rocket usually waits on pitching unless the guy drops way below ADP. It feels like you can get decent arms late. Yeah, I just, you know, I want these higher upside strikeout guys to kind of anchor the staff. Because truthfully, you know, when you get to especially the playoff rounds, you know, like every point counts. And obviously pitchers can't score in the same way hitters can. They don't separate the same way that hitters can, but they can separate from each other, you know, a little bit at least. And I don't know. I'm really struggling with this right now because it feels like it may be more optimal to wait even longer than I have been for pitching. But, you know, going to war with a staff of Reagans, Kirby, and King, like I can feel pretty confident that week in, week out, I'm probably going to get an okay score from at least two of those three guys. So Nick asking who's my favorite Dodger pitcher to target. It's Blake Snell. I think he has about as much upside as anybody in this contest. Caveat with any of the Dodgers pitchers, though, is it's going to be hard to get 2 start weeks if they're healthy. So second would be, I think, Yamamoto. And then third, Roki Sasaki looks freaking nasty. Have concerns about the workload they'll let him have, though. But he feels pretty decent. So, you know, let's do a little Seattle pitcher stack. I feel like this is more pitchers than I need to have, but y'all are taking all the hitters, so let's build something different, I guess. And I'm not drafting Rafaela. I just can't. I need more. So yeah, Nick, that would be my order for Dodgers pitchers. This guy picking 12th started out skiing, Scooble, sees crochet. He's the anti-rocket. Well, that's certainly a thing. Definitely not optimal, but that's a fun pitching staff. That honestly could be like, that's a 5-pitcher build, I think. Yeah, that is quite the start. Yeah, it is. I do not recommend 5-pitcher builds, but if you're gonna do it, this is a group with which to do it, because like, is a 6th pitcher gonna help you with those guys if they're all healthy? Like, there's no shot. I'm gonna go ahead and dip down and get some Yandy Diaz. Again, I like starting to like the Tampa Bay hitters more, hitting outdoors. Obviously, infinite increase in rain delays and game suspensions and postponements and stuff because they're not playing in a dome. But yeah, Yandy Diaz feels pretty good there. So right now I've got a 4-4-4 build. In order, I'll do a little different. The picks were Tatis and J-Rod, then Pete Alonso, Corey Seager, Christian Yelich, Cole Reagans, George Kirby, Michael King, Helio Ramos, Royce Lewis, Bryce Miller, and Yandy Diaz. Rocket is thanking the I mean, he could be thanking me for donating to the rake on this team. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's talking about our guy in his other draft starting Skeen, Scooble, Cease, and Crochet. Those are 4 names that are very difficult to say quickly together. You guys give it a shot. Skeen, Scooble, Cease, Crochet. All right, I think I did okay there. He should dominate pitcher points. Yeah, he will, for sure. Problem is, he needs people to like hit the baseball. So we'll see. All right. 4-4-4 build is kind of weird for me, actually. I like it. I like weird. I feel like I draft kind of the same teams over and over again, like structurally. So I like to get weird sometimes, even though I know or I think that my weird teams are not optimal. I like to think the majority of my teams I'm drafting are optimal, but I don't know. We don't know anything, right? We're guessing. We're guessing. We have projections that say guys are probably going to do this and that, and then we just hope for the best. Truly, with pitchers, like, you just got to get to the end with a healthy staff. Billy mentioned it earlier. Pitchers and catchers are starting to report like these pitcher injuries are going to come out of nowhere, and we're going to find out that, I don't know, Yusei Kikuchi sprained his wrist playing pickleball or something, and he's out for 5 weeks or something stupid. So Rocket, is he autoing or is he in there clicking names? Because I've seen some guys that, like, I don't know if they just like star pitchers that they like and they forget the draft is happening, and so they end up with exactly the build that Rocket is talking about here, where it's just pitchers and pitchers. Yeah, the star method is a killer sometimes. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it's quite that's quite the start. That's definitely a rake donation, taking your first 6 picks at pitcher. All right, let's try to figure out what we want to do next. I think I know, but we'll see. He's got a badge, so he's not a cherry. Okay. It could just be kind of like starring guys and forgetting that things are happening. All right, Sakura, I'm waiting. I'm staring, waiting for you. All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and take this dip on Jackson Holiday. Man, last year people were tripping over themselves wanting to draft this guy. And this year seems like nobody cares. He's still the same dude. He hasn't changed. He looked really good when he came back too. He didn't start great, but he looked really good when he came back. So I do question like if he has. I mean, he's not like a big guy, so I do question if he has power. And I feel like the Orioles just hate Cedric Mullins for some reason. Like, I feel like if this dude could just play every single day, like he could be potentially great value. The Orioles have more than enough outfielders, so I still don't know what's going to happen with him, but I'm trying to not draft the same outfielders over and over and over again. So been working in Mullins, and I got kind of like a weird stack with Jackson Holiday and Cedric Mullins. I mean, they're probably stacked together, but like getting Jackson Holiday at 155 and then Mullins at 158, like that feels different. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. See what happens. No shade on the non-Badgers, just saying down there. Yeah. We do not discriminate against the non-Badgers here. I remember when I got my badge last year, I believe the draft I got it in was actually one that I joined. Like it was the Badge Bros were streaming it, and I think that was the one where I got my badge, which was kind of cool. So I wish they like. It's a little thing, and it's kind of dumb because like it, what does it really do? But it'd be cool to see more customization options for like your avatar, like goat horns and like I don't know, just different things to make your dog a little unique. I think that'd be pretty neat. Another feature I would love is at some point if we could just search a player across our entire portfolio and it would just bring up like, I don't know, maybe every team that player is on. Like that would be a kind of cool search feature. I don't really know like how I would use that because again, you can just extract your data and kind of do that yourself. But I think I think a better search function, Noah's kind of chiming in here too. I think that would be pretty cool to be able to, like you can search your exposures and just say, yeah, I have 30% of this guy, but it would be neat, especially like when you get into the playoffs, if you notice a team that's like, oh, this guy's kind of weird. I wonder if I have any more of him instead of like having to export and look or whatever. You just do it within the app. That would be kind of neat. But it's probably not top of the priority list. A lot going on. Thank you guys for coming in. It's always fun getting together and filling up a room. I mean, a good chunk of us are, here. We filled this up pretty quickly, which was awesome. So thank you for stopping in. Hopefully you have a good time. Hopefully you got my silly little Seinfeld pun, but if you don't, George Costanza's family celebrates a holiday they made up called Festa-vus. So did a little stupid pun with David Festa, his name. Hopefully that went over well. But you know what? I had fun with it, so that's all that matters. But yeah, hopefully you're having a good time. If you could like the video, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want to check more drafts out and stuff, the subscribe button's right there too. That'd be great. See you again. If you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching the VOD, thank you for checking it out. I appreciate it. This will be the only stream I do this week. Got some stuff going on in the back half of the week, so just decided to knock this one out. I could be a complete and total fraud and draft Luis Arise, but you guys would never let me live it down, as you shouldn't. Man, this is kind of brutal. Kind of left me with nothing here. I'm not drafting Michael Conforto. I'm just going to play the hits. I'm a believer in Josh Young, guys. I can't stop clicking his name. I believe. Just wrist things are just so terrifying. I just hope he's healthy. I really hope he's healthy. No, I see your question. I will get there in just 1 second, my friend. I'll figure out what I want to do here. Yeah, I think we're gonna take a picture because I do not like these bats at all. Pitching staff is Reagans, Kirby, King, and Miller. That should be good enough to get me started. And I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that Brandon Woodruff, A, doesn't miss too much time, and B, is that dude when he comes back. I'm hoping. Nick with the Gavin Williams at 181. What's his ADP now? 216? Did I see that right? Yeah. Nice little reach. All right. We'll see. I don't always draft the cover boy, but we'll maybe. All right. Yes. Hashtag never arise. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna freak out if we do it again. If we get this lobby to not draft Luis Arise, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might celebrate. Scroll down pitchers in the last round. Okay, let's take a peek. Scrolly. Last round. Let's say Pavetta is too high. Merrill Kelly is too cheap. He's one of my favorites. Bubba Chandler seems like an exciting prospect. Kumar Rocker. I haven't clicked his name. I have not clicked Kumar Rocker's name, but he does interest me. I am doing a lot of Merrill Kelly right now. Typically, I'm not looking for a pitcher at the end. Where's DJ Hertz at these days? He's at 229, so he qualifies. So DJ Hertz would be another guy that I wouldn't mind drafting in the final round. Reese Olson. It does feel like, and I could completely be wrong about this, but it does feel like they're one new pitcher signing away from him losing a spot. I think you can do worse than Lucas Giolito, but Boston's probably going to go 6-man rotation, I think. And I mean, he's got home run issues, which is not good for Fenway. But I think you could do worse than Lucas Giolito in the last round. I've only clicked him once or twice. I feel like Darvish has been a hole for me that I need to close. Because I think he's still a very, very solid pitcher. Last year was just a weird year. Because wasn't that when he took personal time or something? Like he just disappeared for a couple months. Was it him last year? Am I making this up? Did I dream? Did I have mushrooms? Rocket Sauce. I've worked in a little bit of David Festa. Nick's been on Reese Olson. How do I rank the Boston pitchers? So Crochet is just very obviously he is my highest owned ace pitcher for sure. Tanner Hawk is here. I don't really like the lack of strikeouts. I think he's a very solid real life pitcher. I just don't really know that I want him in this format. I loved Walker Buehler last year because I kind of thought he could return and be that really, really freaking awesome version of himself. And then he was not that really, really awesome version of himself and kind of didn't really return. I don't really love it. And I don't like that ballpark. So, Brian Bayo's okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't really love the Boston pitching staff. It's pretty much Crochet for me, and then I might grab Giolito a couple more times. I don't really think that I'm going to go crazy with them, though. And yeah, this note right here, dudes, this is what I was thinking of. Breslow did reference a 6-man today. So, and SB chiming in, yeah, he was out with a family matter. That's what I thought. So Boston going to 6 pitchers would be brutal. Mets too. Yeah. Mets are kicking around the idea of doing that. Their caveat was like if, like, depending on Kodai Senga's health. Like my initial interpretation of that was if he's fully healthy, they won't go 6-man. That's how, I don't know, that's how I took it. I could be wrong, but they're obviously going to be careful with him. 5-6-5 build right now. I saw Garrett Mitchell went earlier. You guys are psychos. Garrett Mitchell's one of my favorite late targets. Dan got Jesus Sanchez. Not surprised. Oh man, this is brutal. Outfield gets so freaking ugly. It really gets disgusting. I'm not drafting TJ Friedel. What to do? You know, let's do a Jake McCarthy thing and just, I don't know, let's just hope he plays every day. I've seen Pavin Smith getting some love lately for some reason. Both lefties, I'm pretty sure. Not much of a Pavin Smith aficionado. Yeah, I'm aware Luis Arraez is staring at me, Noah. It's you know, I'd have to lose power. And even if I lost power, I'd get my phone and hope it connected to the network fast enough to not auto him. Okay, 5-6-6 build. I am just going to scroll a little bit. I'm going to start working in some Nick Pivetta. I don't have hardly any of him. God, wouldn't it be hilarious if like he got signed by somebody and it was just like their closer instead of an actual starter? Oh man, that would be pain. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be a nightmare. If you happen to wander in here and this is your first time ever really experiencing best ball, the number one rule that I would tell you, and it seems obvious, but it's not for some people, do not ever, under any circumstance, draft a reliever. Ever. It could have been, if it was prime Eric Gagne in this contest, you couldn't draft him. Okay? So just don't do it. Haven't seen it happen in a long time. Nolan Jones, just a sophomore slump, or is he really ass? I am banking on sophomore slump. I'm banking on sophomore slump and was hurt all season. Paying his third round price last year was brutal. I think I was even with the field. I think I had 8% on him. And I was full fading him until I kind of let the chatter get to me. And I was like, I don't want to miss out if he's great. And he was not. I like his price where he's at right now. This is a much easier price to stomach for me, especially, because outfield kind of sucks, especially late. I have a ton of Nolan Jones. So to the back half of your question, we will find out if he's ass this year. Because if he does last year again and is healthy, like I think we have our answer. I'm banking on a bounce back. I mean, that Colorado offense, for the most part, is pretty rough. But they do have a couple like fun pieces. Like Michael Toglia is fun. Could have a ton of power. If you're just looking for like a consistent bat, like Ryan McMahon, you could do worse than him, but you're pretty much capped at like 1,200 points max with him. But his floor feels like 1180. Like, I mean, the dude is just consistent. Colorado's a little rough. The worst thing that could happen to me this spring is Chris Bryant shows up. We get like a best shape of his life, video. He's like doing pull-ups, buck ass naked, just raw, the That would be horrendous for me because I can't live in a world where I believe in Chris Bryant again. So we'll have to stay tuned for that. Rise. Cowboys did it. Everyone boo. Boo. 219 is fine. 219 is like, okay, that's pretty much free. We almost made it though, guys. We got to the 19th round with Luis Rise. I mean, like, just clap. Just clap for yourselves. Let's give ourselves some props. Is Morel discount Tolia? No, I think Morel's like more consistent. I just like, it's Tampa, man. I just worry that they're gonna do something weird with this playing time. Like, I'm going to have some Morel because I like the Tampa offense in general. But it's really, really, I'm just concerned that he's going to wind up platooning with someone who's, just because they bat left-handed, like, oh, I'll put this guy in the lineup. I don't know. Yeah, boo that, man. We almost made it, guys. Man, that would have been 2 in a row. That would have been, I would have been so proud. Edward Cabrera. Hello. Look at that. I like that. What does my team look like? I have no idea what's going on here. This is probably a 7-7-6 build because I don't really think there's any outfielders that I want. So let's do, you know what? We just talked about him. Let's do Christopher Morel. Let's do it. You can stack him with Yandy Diaz. Again, I do have, playing time concerns, but his little note says that he's projected to start left field. So, ideally he'll be in the lineup every single day. And he's got some pop. So, let's just do it. Let's go with Morel. Why do we hate Wilyer or Abreu? Like, I mean, I'm not going to draft him. I'm just surprised he's still there. Yes, SB. He is always there. And let's I think Brandon Lau's back. He kind of a little sore. So maybe try to keep that price down a little bit. Let's draft a 7th pitcher. Let's do it, guys. Is he still here? I bet somebody took him. Yeah. Let's draft a cover boy. We'll go ahead and do it. David Festa, come on down. I actually need to look and see if projections think he might be any good. Oh, we've got a Joey Cantillo sighting here. That's interesting. Mike Yastrzemski, Connor Norby. Guys, we're getting funky. I love it. Carlos Santana. If Kyle Manzardo loses at bats to Carlos Santana, that's malpractice. Wilyer Abreu finally. Erod. Kyle Stowers. Well, we are off the rail. Oh my God, guys. I just said my show. Oh my God. It happened. I just slipped up. Charlie Morton. Chuckles is here. Man. Ooh, look, an 866 build. Nico Horner. All right. I mean, that's probably the right call there. Get a guy going at 180 at the very end of the draft. Let's see. Noah needs to do a recap. Did the Philly stack land the plane? Willie will take a look. Rocket Sauce is the president of Nick Pivetta fan club. Excellent. Love it. So much of Pivetta? Yes, I'm assuming Pivetta. We will do a recap. Last year, I drafted Crochet on the stream. Maybe Festa has that same good luck from this year. Ooh, true. I did. Nez came on the stream. That was so much fun, man. I love that guy. And yeah, it was a big deal for me, having Nez come on and having one of the Badge Bros. I love those guys. The community is awesome. And he was gracious enough to come on the stream. So I was like, I knew I needed to have a scroll the F down of all scroll the F downs. And I knew who that was going to be a couple days ahead of the stream. I knew it was going to be Crochet. The day of the stream at like 12:30 or something, it gets announced that he's the opening day starter. And I'm like, mother, because I in my head knew that he was going to be in the starting rotation. As soon as they moved Kopech, the White Sox moved Kopech to the bullpen, I knew that Crochet was going to be a starter. So he was always going to be my scroll the F down play for that Nez stream. So the Sox kind of took the wind out of my sails by naming an open day starter, but it was still fun. So we'll recap my team first. We will see if King Schuster landed the plane with that really neat start, and we'll review your guys' teams as well. So I picked from the 11th spot for the 19th consecutive stream, and I went with a 7-7-6 build. So Cole Reagans, George Kirby, Michael King, Bryce Miller, Brandon Woodruff, Nick Pavetta, and cover boy David Festa. Infield, Pete Alonso, Corey Seager, Royce Lewis, Yanni Diaz, Jackson Holiday, Josh Young, and Christopher Morel. And then the outfield is Fernando Tatis, Julio Rodriguez, Christian Yelich, Helio Ramos, Cedric Mullins, and Jake McCarthy. Honest assessment, I am extremely concerned about the outfield. If one of these top three guys completely fails, I need Ramos to do something, or for the Orioles to not hate Mullins or trade him. But like, it's okay. The outfield's all right. The top feels good. I really do like the infield. I like the infield quite a bit. Feels like I've got a mix of, well, there's a lot of power. There's a lot of power in this lineup. And then the staff feels really, really good. I used some draft capital to get these first three guys in, hoping that Woodruff is okay, hoping Pavetta goes to a team and starts, and David Festa just gets innings. So I don't mind it. 6 out of 10? I don't know. I like doing the grade thing and just making crap up as I go. Cowboys, I don't know if you're here, man, but I appreciate him always chiming in on Twitter X. King Schuster, this was the guy who started off with Schwarber at 4. He went full zero pitcher. So 866 build, didn't draft a pitcher until pick 141. So Alcantara, Steele, Manaea, Fott, Bassett, Eflin, Kelly, Morton. Infield is Bryce, Trey Turner, Bregman, Jordan Westberg, Adley Rutschman, and Salvador Perez. Having 2 catchers in a 6 infield build is interesting. It feels dangerous, but I like it because they have pop. Outfield is Schwarber, Adolis, Bellinger, Profar, Ward, and TON, Tyler O'Neill. This is a I muted myself. It's super interesting. I like it a lot. I think that 866 build is done well. So yeah, my mic has a button on the and my shoulder bumped into it. And I noticed my little light blinking. So sorry. Hopefully it wasn't more than like 5 seconds. Dan 668. Oh, okay. Skeens, Nola, Green, Tanner Bybee, Jared Jones, and Taj Bradley. And this was out of the 5 hole. So I went with Witt first in the 5 hole there. Jazz Chisholm, CJ Abrams, Vinny Pasquantino, Anthony Volpe, and Jonathan India. So definitely a Kansas City stack there. Brent Rooker, Larry Butts, Nick Castellanos, Lars Nootbaar, Jesus Sanchez, TJ Friedel, MJ Melendez, and Kyle Stowers. This is a funky little team. It's fun. The pitching staff is like strikeouts and then strikeouts, and then here's some more strikeouts, and here's some strikeouts, and this guy's got strikeouts, and so does this guy. This is a really, really fun pitching staff. I like that. Mitchell was in the 9 hole. Welcome, man. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, so welcome in. Garrett Mitchell was an accident click, but it was the right click. You know, it really was. He's our guy. 776 build for you. Snell, Yamamoto, Hunter Brown, Lugo, Spencer Arrighetti, Reese Olson, and Joey Cantillo. Infield, Ellie, Austin Riley, William Contreras, Matt McLean, Zach Neto. I hope his shoulder's healthy, man. Ugh. Colt Keith, Bryson Stott. Outfield is Churio, Harris, Steer, Lee, Rafaela, and Mitchell. Yeah, it's an interesting build. The outfield feels very floory. Ceiling, I'd be a little concerned about, but you definitely have floor there. It's a fun team. I'm not gonna like dog people's teams, man. It's just you can make a case for like pretty much anything happening, you know. Robbie was at 8, so 776 build for him. Shota, Freed, Ober, McClanahan, Ryan, Wu, Lodolo. I really like that staff. Vlad, infield Vlad, O'Neill Cruz, Josh Naylor, Cal Raleigh, Wilson Contreras, Ryan Mountcastle, and Connor Nobre. That's fun. Outfield, Corbin Carroll. And I think you said this was your first Carroll share. Yeah, first Carroll share. This is not a guy I want to fade this year. He looks legit. He got healthy last year and looked great. Santander, Brian Reynolds, Colton Cowser, George Springer, and Victor Robles. It's a fun team, man. It's good. It's well built. I love the pitching staff. I love Anthony Santander. I've been trying to stack him with Vlad as much as I can. And let's see, we got Nick here too. We got to look at his team. So he was right behind me in the 12 spot. 677 build. Corbin Burns, Logan Gilbert, that little 2-tap he did. Then you 2-tapped Glasnow and Gallon in a different set of rounds. Kodai Senga and Gavin Williams. That's a really nice staff, dude. Very, very nice. Infield, Ramirez, Marte, Casas, Tolia, Correa, Campbell, and Carlos Santana. Okay. Outfield, Duran, Riley Green, Steven Kwan, Lourdes Gurriel, Byron Buxton, Conforto, and Roman Anthony. Outfield's a little, needs a little help, but you got tons of volume with Duran. Hopefully there's a breakout for Riley Green. Steven Kwan, you can count on him to probably get you at least 1,200 points. I don't know if that power from last year is legit. We'll see. If Buxton stays healthy, like you got a thing here. It's a fun team, man. These are good teams. I'll raise it. Hello. What's up, man? Thank you for popping in. Welcome. I love it, dude. The Judge over Ohtani. I don't want to miss out on Ohtani totally, but I think I'm there with Judge over him. But God, it's so scary. It's so scary to fade Ohtani. Yeah, I haven't decided what to do there. I need to get a 1 or 2 pick first. So let's cross that bridge when we come to it. 767 build from the 1 hole. So the pitching staff is Cease, Peralta, Sasaki, Flaherty, Keller, Blanco, and Darvish. Infield is Olsen, Albies, Caminero, Geloff, Brandon Lau. We love us some Brandon Lau. And Tyler Soderstrom. All right. Aaron Judge, Marcelo Zuna, Jason Dominguez, Pete Crow Armstrong. A huge discount on him. Almost 2 full rounds. JJ Bleday, Josh Lowe, and Masa Yoshida. That's a fun team, dude. Yeah, you really took advantage of a couple of falls. This Tyler Soderstrom thing, kind of feels like he's picking up a little bit of steam as like fantasy darling. So we'll see if that keeps up. But guys, really, really interesting teams. I don't feel like there's a bad one. TK, no one had to stack PCA because of me. I didn't look at your team. 6 hole, 776. Cole, Valdez, Rodon, Gore, Luzardo, Giolito at 211. Wow. Oh, you were the guy who took Erod. Interesting. Infield, Lindor, Suarez, Goldschmidt, Dansby, Nathaniel Lowe, Michael Bush, and Reese Hoskins. I haven't drafted any Reese Hoskins this year, and I was like all in on him last year. I've been not drafting him like out of spite almost. And I think I'm making a mistake there. I probably need to work him in a little bit. So, yeah. Outfield: Tucker, Teoscar, Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki, Jorge Soler, and Giancarlo Stanton. This is I think another solid team. You need Cole to like be that dude again. You almost got him 10 picks late, so that's totally fine. It's a fun staff. You just need a lot to go right to get some juice out of these last 4 guys, I think. Fun teams, man. This is good. Yeah, I think this pod's going to be pretty competitive. People doing some fun things. I mean, you see when you get a group of sharp drafters and then me too, along for the ride. It just seems like outfield is, dude, it's so hard to feel great about your outfield without spending your first 5 picks on outfield. So I think that's one thing that I'm going to continue to do is really try to bolster the outfield early because that position just feels like it gets nasty. Of course, during spring, there's going to be 1 or 2 guys that pop up out of the woodwork that we want to start drafting. But yeah, this was the second and third teams. So this was I'll just go quickly. Ohtani and Soto stacks. So Ohtani, Freeman, Smith are stacked on this team. So a 3-man, is that it? Yeah, a 3-man stack. And then Cowboys, Soto with Nemo. You got a little Texas thing going in the outfield with Wyatt, Carter, and Peterson with Berger, Simeon, Vientos. Yeah, he stacked a ton. He stacked a lot. This is a good team. That Texas stack feels so good. So good. Can I rank Merrill, Acuna, Rooker? Oh, God. No. Oh, yeah, he does have a pitcher stack, too. Sales, Strider, Schwellenbach. 2 Toronto, 2 Boston. There's a lot of pitcher stacking here. Okay, let's go back to the Merrill, Acuna, Rooker. I think you have to, from an advanced rate perspective, I think you probably have to rank Acuna last on those 3 because he's going to miss at least probably a month. That's a big deal, right? I feel like we've seen Rooker's ceiling, but outfield is scarce. He's going to be outdoors hitting in Sacramento. It's going to be very dry, very hot. It's probably, I think I agree with TK11. It's probably Rooker, Merrill, Acuna. And that's actually kind of crazy for me to say because I think I've drafted Rooker like 2 or 3 times and I have a crap ton of Merrill. So in order of my ownership, I've got Merrill, Acuna, Rooker, but I'm trying to work more Rooker in. Hernandez or Rooker, I think because of the offense, I would probably lean Teoscar. I don't think that there's a wrong answer there, honestly. I really don't. And Oakland's offense might be pretty decent, actually. So I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how much more juice is in that Rooker number. What did he do last year? Let's take a peek. So he's at 26 right now in ADP, 1463, 39 home runs, 112 RBIs. I mean, the dude was awesome last year. He was just the smashiest smash of all smashes. I need to work more of him in. I really do. He's projecting pretty well, very well, actually. Merrill, the reason why I have so much Merrill, honestly, is because I have so much Tatis. I've been trying to stack them together. I've been trying to stack Merrill with Machado too. I was fading Rooker for a while because I just was questioning if last year was like real, sustainable. Projections came out, said that it probably is. And so I think I've been wrong and I need to get more. So that's where I'm at. Yep. Cowboy grabbed both Rise and Nico. Is that smart? I mean, you got to Rise like super, super late. I mean, I'll never draft him. I'm not going to fault somebody for doing it. Nico, like, he was bad last year. But the year before that, I think he put up like 1,300. You know, like, he just needs to not suck. Like, he put up almost 1,400 points without home runs. He hit 9 home runs. So, I think that there's worse picks than Nico Horner, honestly. Like, straight up, I would take Nico Horner over Luis Ariz every single time. Literally, every single time. Because he actually has some speed. He can actually do something on the base paths. And I think I like the Cubs offense a little bit more too. So Noah's been trying to get upside in the last 3 rounds. It's hard. It's hard to get upside in the last 3 rounds, but I think the upside primarily lives in the infield in those last 3 rounds. So, all right, I'm going to stop yammering. I appreciate your guys' time. Robbie just said Xavier Edwards intrigues me. I'm out on him for kind of the same reason as Ariz, but he said he's going to try to steal 60 bags this year. So that definitely gives a little bit more optimism. Robbie, thank you for stopping in. Again, I really appreciate this, guys. So much fun drafting with you, chatting with you. I appreciate it. If you could on the way out, like the video if you had already, I appreciate that. If you have comments, whatever, let me know. Okay. Only stream this week. We'll be back at it at some point next week. So yeah, thank you guys for coming in. My name is Jason, aka Woo Woo J Train. This is Off the Rails. We'll see you guys sometime next week. All right. See ya.